Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joel. I'm now a 4th semester nursing student at Imperial Valley College, and for today's video, it's going to be how I use my iPad for nursing school. Now, there's only 3 categories I would like to put my video on. It's going to be organization, comfort, and sharing. So now I'm going to go over each of them and how I apply it to the nursing program. Now let's start with the first one, organization. Now regarding organization, let me just share you my screen here so you see what I'm talking about. Now here, you're gonna be able to see what I have here, what I'm reading here from this video, which is kind of like my little script. This is kind of like how I arrange my stuff. So talking about dividers and subjects. So this is what I mean. If you look here on the left side, you're gonna be able to see all these dividers. And whenever I clicked on any of these, you're gonna see more, I guess, like subjects or like little notes that I made. I put here like the whole chapter, the whole pretty much slide chapter about urination and elimination, which was back in fundamentals. So you're able to put here your slides and edit them out. Now this is going to save you a lot of time in the actual lecture, because now you're going to be paying attention to what the lecturer is saying instead of writing down everything that's been on the slides, because you have everything here. Now regarding talking a little bit more about that, we have here per se, you can highlight how you see it in the other slides. You're able to change the ballpoint of your pen, but this is pretty like this is not going to be good, so you're probably going to use this one, which is what I normally use, or this one if you want like more like a finer tip. So you're going to be seeing also like with pens, when you use like actual pens like these ones, you know, they have like different ballpoints, and they're gonna obviously make your writing look better or worse depending on how the tip is. Now this one, the good thing about the app Notability is that you're able to customize your tip to see if you want it thinner or you want it a little bit larger, like you're able to see in these examples. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. In that aspect, you're also able to like change words. So if you want to move this here, you can change it, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can take a picture. Let's just say you want to take a picture of this and put it here. You can make it smaller here, and you can put your picture there if you want. So you're able to see, like, if your professor writes something on the board and it's way too much and you don't want to write it because you're so into whatever the lecturer is saying, then you can just take a picture of the whiteboard, put it here, and then you just write down any data that they might have said here, so you can like correlate both of them. So that's how you're able to make your notes more efficient, because now whenever you're reviewing at home, you can just move in the slides and be like, oh yeah, remember in this slide I took this picture and then the little data that I wrote here about it, and it's like, okay, so you're able to make your studying a little bit more efficient and better overall. So now let's go, and you can also duplicate the picture. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen for that, and we're going to go into the second one, comfort. Now regarding comfort, what can I say about comfort with the iPad and nursing school? Well, one of them is that you don't have to carry anything in your backpack pretty much. You can just take this as your pretty much your only supply for nursing school, and you might be looked a little weird because everybody has like those heavy backpacks and everything, like they look like they're gonna go camping or something, and they have like the little wheels. And I know, because I have like a backpack there that I only used in first semester, like probably for 2 months, and then I was like, nah, screw this, I don't need this. And regarding that, it's like you can have your textbooks electronically here. At least for me, when I had my textbooks, I think, let me grab my textbook like real quick. Okay, now regarding the textbooks, I'm only going to be showing the ones that I normally use now in 4th semester, because the fundamentals textbook, it's actually in my car, and I don't want to go and get it from my car. So from a med search one, this textbook, I also have it here. So there's like a code here that you can input that you're going to be able to access your ebook here. So that way you don't need to carry this heavy book, and you have it there. Now with this one also, which we use a lot in 4th semester, the ATI for med search, this one we also have it electronically here. So there's really no reason for you to carry this. Now you might be saying, well, maybe I need to highlight it and stuff, like what am I gonna do? Well, in the program where you buy these books and you have the ebook, they give you also a option to highlight whenever you want. So you're able to highlight and everything. And since it's in the iPad, you're able to highlight using your Apple Pencil, which is another good, cool feature. So again, there's really no necessity for you to have your actual physical textbooks. And obviously you want to get like maybe a 256 gigabyte or 1 terabyte MacBook, because if you're going to be carrying all these textbooks, all your notes, and you want to use it from now all the way to your master's or doctorate degree, then you're always going to be using a lot of data for everything. So we do want to take that into account. You don't want to get just a 128 or 64 gigabytes. It's really not going to cut it. You're probably going to have to get like the iCloud membership, I guess, like $299, and it gives you like 256 gigabytes, something like that. So why use that when you can just get like a really powerful one and then go from there. So yeah, that's regarding comfort. Everything's here, and I don't really need to carry anything. I tend to be sometimes old school and new school in terms that sometimes I do want to like actually feel the paper, you know, some people are like that. So whenever those times occur, I do carry these in my car. I just have them there. So yeah, now these 2 textbooks, a friend gave it to me because he's like, hey, like I'm gonna throw away my textbooks, so either you come get them or I'm gonna throw them away. So I went to his house and I got these, so that's why like I have multiple books, because my actual textbooks, the ones that I use from the very beginning, they're in my car, and they have always been in my car, just in case. Because at least my philosophy, it's better to have options and discard them than having no options at all. So by me having the textbooks here electronically, then that means I can study anywhere I like. But if for some reason I do want to use my actual textbook, because you know I just want to feel the paper and stuff, then I always have these in my car. So yeah. So yeah, I tend to have like these 2 here in my room, and then I have my other 2 textbooks in the car. So I have only that luxury because a friend gave me these. So, but don't do that, okay? Now, yeah, that's regarding comfort. Now, the last one, sharing. Now with sharing, I talk about sharing whatever notes you might have with your friends. Now, the app Notability, has a really cool feature in the sense that, let me just share my screen again so you're able to see. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen now. Okay, so I think this one was like one of the lectures that we did about neuro. Yeah, and there were like some things that she would talk about like some chapters. So I'll put it here, like you see like textbook chapter 67, and that's what she was talking about. Chapter 68. And just like regular stuff that you will be talking about. Now regarding this, if you want to share these notes with someone that's just like a friend, like a dear friend of you, or you want to share with your class, then right here on the top left, click here. You can create a link if you want, but this will make you, other people need to have like Notability actual app. So if you just want to share it to friends that they don't have anything at all, then you can, okay, I'm so sorry, my battery died, so I just changed the battery and everything. So now I believe I'm sharing my screen now in regards to this, if you want to share, you can go here, top left, share to, and you can have here your PDF format, which is normally what I use, and then just share your note. And here you would have the option to airdrop it, which is a really cool one if you're in the Apple ecosystem. So if your friend has, let's just say, a regular iPhone, okay, let's just say like I'm gonna share it to myself. I do have the Notability app, but I'm not gonna open with Notability, so you guys can just see what I'm talking about. So now, let me just, okay, so it's telling me to open it in different type of, or select a feature that I want to open with. So I'm not gonna choose Notability because I'm just gonna assume that I don't have it, but we all have the Files app. So I'm gonna go with Files, and then now you're gonna be able to see this. I hope you're able to see this. Yeah, so now you can put it like in whatever folder you want. So I'm gonna go with on my iPhone, I will put it on downloads, I'll save it, and then here. Once I'm done, then I'm able to see all the notes that my friend shared. So you can like zoom it in and everything. You can move it here. I guess if you move it like this side, you're able to see a little bit more. So that's the cool thing about it. You see, so like you're able to share these with your friends. There's a lot of Windows people still there using tablets and everything, so I mean you can just share it to them. It doesn't have to be like Apple to Apple, which was a thing that occurred before. You know, only Apple people can share things with Apple to their other Apple devices, but not Apple to Windows, which was a little weird. But now you're able to have all these options. You're also able to send it through email, but I guess AirDrop is really good if the other user has Apple and not the Notability app. You can email it to them if you want, or yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can send it. So that's what I mean by, you know, sharing everything. And yeah, now I'm gonna stop my screen share. And wait, before I stop my screen share, you see what I did there? Like I went from left to right, and then I'm able to see like all the notes here, but my recent notes. So I can click on any of them instead of like going back, clicking. So that's pretty good on convenience in a sense. So yeah, that's pretty much how I mainly use my notes. Obviously, what I normally do, if you're sitting like right next to me, I would normally have these 2 textbooks here in the back, because these are not my go-to things whenever I'm trying to learn something. Whenever a professor is lecturing, I would write notes on everything that she lectured, and then I would Google or YouTube videos about those signs and symptoms, diseases and everything, management and everything, and just go from there. And then I do a lot of practice questions and go from there. There's also one thing regarding the iPad for nursing school that people don't use or you don't see, and it's the Apple keyboard. This one was the latest one that came out. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. And the whole point of this is that this is the mount that I use. So whenever I'm writing, I can put it like this. So it tends to like level it up a little, and it's a little bit comfortable whenever I'm writing instead of having it completely flat. This just feels a little weird, so having this little mount definitely helps. But with the other keyboard, you can see like it's all dusty and stuff because I don't use it. I only use it like for first semester because I wanted to substitute my laptop for an iPad, and it doesn't work. You can try all you want, but no, it's not gonna work. So this is pretty much how it looks. It's gonna look like this. Honestly, it looks nice, all right? It does look pretty nice. It's a nice flex, I guess. But we don't flex too much in nursing school because we're poor, right? So we don't wanna do that. Whenever we wanna save the most money we can, and we wanna appreciate all the things that we have without doing too much. But since back then, I was really trying to convince myself to like leave my old Windows laptop and use my iMac, my iPad for everything. I was like, well, yeah, I do want that keyboard because this is the MacBook keyboard and it feels really, really good. Honestly, like I'm not gonna say no. And it's cool, like you can just carry this without your laptop and you can just use this. But then since the whole YouTube thing that I wanted to do came out, I couldn't put the Final Cut Pro here because it's not compatible, and there's some programs that my school would use on nursing school that it wouldn't really let me allow to use it here, or it would be like way too slow. So that's why I was like, well, I need to get a MacBook, like for sure. But like the keyboard's like $350. Honestly, it's not worth it in my not so humble opinion. You can get it on eBay if you want, like I get it used or something, it's still the same thing. Or just buy like a generic one. It's probably gonna be less than $100 if you really want a keyboard or something. But yeah, this keyboard's definitely not worth it. There's also another keyboard that I already sold it to a friend, which was the old iPad keyboard, and I sold it to him like for $40 because it's really not worth anything. So you can also get that if you don't want to type here and you want to type in something, an actual object. So yeah, you can try that. So if you're thinking about getting the iPad with the whole keyboard thing, just don't get the keyboard. I would prefer to invest this $350 on the keyboard on getting a better space for your iPad. Really, that's pretty much it. Paper-like screen protector, it's a really good thing because it makes it feel like you're writing on an actual notebook. Like that feeling, it's really nice, and the noise that it makes. And overall, like it's a really good experience that anywhere that you look for iPad videos about nursing students or anything, you're gonna see like they all have like a type of paper-like screen protector. And if they don't, it's because they have like the actual screen protector, you know, like the actual one that avoids it from falls and stuff. But yeah, the paper-like screen protector is not gonna protect it from falls. But yeah, I have never dropped my iPad in, you know, I won't. But yeah, so I definitely try the paper-like screen protector. That's normal like $40, the paper-like, but it's, at least for me, it lasts me like 9 or 10 months. You know, it does its job and it feels really nice. So definitely go for that. Go for your iPad with high storage, your Apple Pencil, obviously. And yeah, and regarding the Apple Pencil, if you're debating whether getting this second generation Apple Pencil or the first generation, I will definitely say don't go for the first generation because of convenience and comfort. Convenience in the sense that in order to charge it, you need to unplug this and then charge it through the lighting port here. So it's gonna look all weird, and it's not gonna let you use your iPad if it's low battery. So if you need to charge your iPad, how are you gonna plug it in if this is connected here? You know? So just get the second Apple Pencil. It's for like $40 or $50 difference. I know there's generic Apple Pencils, but it's definitely worth it to get this one. Definitely worth it. The big thing about the Apple Pencil is that it charges here magnetically. So whenever you're not using your iPad, your Apple Pencil is charging, so your Apple Pencil is never gonna be on low battery. That's one. You're able to double tap here and you're able to go back to a previous thing that you did. So let me just share it with you really fast. So I'm sharing my screen now. So if I'm writing this, what you see here, right? Like I'm still writing, and I double click it, it's now an eraser. And if I double click it again, it's back to being a pencil itself. You can customize these features. You can actually go, I have it customized in the sense that whenever I double tap it, it goes back to the eraser. But you can customize it to double tap it and go back to the previous thing that you were doing. So if you were writing and highlighting, you can double tap it and it's gonna go back to the marker. But with me, since I have the eraser, whenever I double tap it, it's gonna go back to being the eraser. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all that. That's a really nice tutorial or a really nice glimpse of what the iPad has stored for you and how it can make your nursing life a little bit easier and a little bit less painful, because you're gonna be saving a lot of back pain and neck pain if you're carrying like all those textbooks, or you're carrying like your backpack that is like $60 that looks like you're gonna go to the airport or something. So yeah, if you guys found this video useful or meaningful, then definitely put it in the comments there, like something that you can have like as a takeaway. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.